This is the Irontrader. It is Tuesday morning. Okay, so we'll take a look here at Bitcoin, at crude oil, and natural gas, and we'll take a look here at the NASDAQ futures and the NQ, sitting down only about 21 right now. Okay, this video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy some stock commodity ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Okay, here we have Bitcoin daily chart all stretched out nicely here. Okay, so you can see yesterday here we made this higher high and we kind of like an indecision candle. Okay, so today so far what we have is what they call an inside day. Your high and low so far is within the inside of yesterday's high and low. Okay, which is good. We have this little sideways action like we had here. Let that 8-day catch up. Okay, so as long as that price is above that 8-day, it's going to be sideways to up action. Okay, so here's what we're looking at on the upside. Okay, so today's high so far, we had this 103.950. We're going to be looking here to the top of this candle here at 104.825. And then yesterday's high got as high as 106.270. Now, I told you we're going to go, once we come from this neckline, this inverse head and shoulders pad, we're going to go to the 106 area, and that's where we went. So let's just see how this all going to shake out. Now, if we crack above that 106.270 level, then we're going to be right up here, okay? So you got 106.570. We'll come up here. You have 106.945. We'll come on top of this candle here at that 107.485, and then we want to look right to the left here. This is always where you want to look here is 108.475, but this is the key one right here at 108.960, okay? Now, yes, we have a breakout there at the 110, but you notice as it could not hold that on a closing basis. It came down and closed below that key 108. So that's going to be strong resistance. And then we have this 110, 150. Now, we crack above that, you're going to go to that 115 level, obviously. And so if you take a trend line, you put a trend line up there, you're looking at 115. I have to actually do that. You get 115, a level, maybe even go to 120 level. Depends on how it closes. Okay, the key is you have to close above that 110. You can't just spike up and then come right on down. Okay, on the downside here, what we do is we're watching today's low so far was 101.820, but we were looking for yesterday's low. That's the key, is 101.60 level. Okay, so we're going to be trading against yesterday's candle. Now, again, if that's lost here, this 8-day is going to be everything. That's at 99.784 level. And then we'll come right to the top of this candle here. You're looking at 98.615. And we just follow these candles all the way down here. Okay, so you have 97.350. We'll come up to the bottom of this candle here. You're looking at 95.07 and 70. And then we have 94.395, your 21-day. Now, look how nice this is. See how that 8-day crossed all the simple moving averages? Look at your 21-day here, cross that 50, and now you cross that 100. So this is always gives you really, really good strength. Just like when the market is falling down here on Bitcoin, okay? So what you do is once you crack that 8-day, where do you go? You go right into that 21-day, okay? Right into that 21-day. So this is going to be the same kind of a situation. So if we lose that 8-day, then you come down. That 21-day is going to be really, really good support level here. But right now here, we're holding very, very nice. So what we're doing could be trading against yesterday's high, 106.270, and that low, 101.60 level, okay? So we'll have to see how it shakes on out. Now, we got to this overbought condition. You can see how that green starts turning blue. But again, we've done that in the past, okay? But you got to be a little bit careful of that, because like we had here, where we had this high, and we had a high there, then we had an even higher high, we had a lower high here. See this negative divergence kind of a situation? That's why I always look at the RSI. It's not just measures the strength, of the commodity, a stock, or whatever. It also can give you them divergences, which gives you a good tell that says, hey, we got a negative divergence. We got to get the hell out of this. This is going lower kind of a situation, okay? So always pay attention to all the charts. RSI works very, very good. Same with the MACD. It shows that momentum, okay? So right now we have nice momentum to the upside. So when you're trading, I've been trading for a couple of decades here. So just remember, keep your charts, keep your trading simple. That's the key. Don't have all this complication. I have to have this chart, this chart, this chart. You don't need all that. What you need to do is keep things simple, okay? 8 moving, simple moving average, 21-day, 50-day, 100-day, 200-day with price channels. And price channels, all they are, is just bottoms, okay, and tops of candles. Very, very easy situation, okay? So for today, we're trading against this low here today, which is going to be that 101.60. If that's lost, we want to make sure that we close on that 99.788. That's going to be very, very strong support level, okay? Upside, we want to watch that 106.270. We get above that, then we just follow these candles up here until we hit this mark right up here, which is going to be that 108.960 and 110. 150, that is 110, I should say, yeah, 150, that is going to be your breakout. Okay, let's take a look here now at crude oil and natural gas. Okay, here we have crude oil. Here we have natural gas. Let me bigger up a little bit here. Okay, so now we had this nice double bottom here, 55.12, beautiful. And then we had a retest, 55.30, higher low. That always tells you got to get in long. Then we went right up into the 8-day. We went above the 8-day into the 21-day. Yesterday we had this topping tail. Okay, so for today so far we have this what they call it just an inside day. So this is a pretty much very easy trade. So what we're trading against is yesterday's candle. So we want to watch that 63.61 on the high side, and then right here 64.28. That's going to be it's going to be very, very key. Okay, if you close above it, we'll look to this price channel 64.87, and then we'll come right to the bottom here. You're looking at 65.22. That's your next resistance area. And we'll come to the bottom here. You're looking at 66.09. We'll come here at 66.63 level. We have 67.65, and then we'll come right up to that 100-day at 68.41 and 69.97 level. Okay. Now remember, we got Memorial Day here is right around the corner, 4th of July. Usually it rallies right on up here, but again, this year is a little bit different kind of a situation because remember, the T-Man does not want that $70, $80, $100 oil. He likes that $50, $60 oil because when you go to the pump, I like paying $2.69 a gallon, not $4 a gallon. Okay. So here's what we have on the downside. So obviously we want to watch today's low, 61.65, but this is the key level right here of support is the 61.02 level and that 59.79. Okay, so your 21 SMA here and your 50-day should provide very, very nice support. Now you can see your 21-day leveled right on off here. Your 8-day is curling up. We got to see if it all going to shake out. But remember, as long as that price is above that 8 simple moving average, we have sideways to up. So really what we're trading is this 21-day here, okay, and that 50-day. That's what we're trading. We're trading in between that. We lose that 21-day, we're looking here right to this 8-day simple moving average right there, okay? Now, we get above that 50-day, we're going to be looking for that 100-day at 68.41 and possibly even at 69.97 level here, okay? But it doesn't look like it has a whole lot of juice. This was a really good trade yesterday. It didn't make it up to the 50-day, but we got to see how this shake out. So right now, I'm looking here for this 50-day on the upside, and I'm looking to hold that 21-day. We got to see how this is going to shake out here. Now, this RSI here, plenty of room to run. You're sitting at 51. Your green over your red, looking very, very nice here. Now, all we need is this catalyst situation here to take this higher. Okay. Now, natural gas. Well, let's just see what we got with old natty gas. Okay. So yesterday I was looking for a long trade. Okay, it didn't quite shake out, but I got into that KOLD and that worked out. That was the short on natural gas, and that worked out very nicely. Now, right now I have no position. Okay, so what I'm doing is just looking for a trade. Okay, so what we have this 8-day. Look how nice it held all the way on up here. See how nice it is? So now we're watching that 8-day on the downside at 3.64. If that is lost here, we'll come right to the bottom here, 3.60. We'll come here. You have 3.52. 3.48, 3.42, and then we have this 3.37. That is going to be your 21-day. Okay, so if this 8-day is lost, we follow the candles down, but your big target is going to be that 21 SMA. Now, upside, you can see here we're all pinching right together. Okay, we have this 3.72 level. That is going to be your 100-day, and then we have right above it at 3.73 level. Okay, so that's going to be very, very strong resistance. So basically, look at that 3.73. Okay, so if we get above that, then we're going to be looking to the top here. You're looking at 381, and then we look at yesterday's high at 3.84. So if you bring this candle right across here, you had roughly 83, so you came within, pretty much like 1 penny. That's strong resistance. Now, we get above that, just look right there, 3.93. We come up here, 4.08, 4.15, 4.20, and then we're looking here at 4.25. That is going to be your big level. But right now, we're kind of just stuck right here, okay? But right now, you're kind of in the shoulder season here of the old natural gas. Now, again, if we have ourselves a hot summer, we get that LNG going up here, natural gas can rip up much, much higher, okay? So right now, we're holding this 8-day, and that is going to be key. Now, RSI looking very good, 54. It can go either way, green over your red, not looking too bad. As long as we hold the 8-day, we're still sideways to up kind of an action. Okay, let's take a look here at the old NASDAQ futures NQ. Okay, here we have the old NQ going here. Now, you're down about 75. Okay, we open up, it was down 21. So let's just see how this shakes out. Now, this could be turned around Tuesday here. So let's just be very, very cautious. But it looks like we're going to be could sell off here hard. I don't really see it. I think we're going to be going up here until into the Memorial Day situation. But again, we had a really, really big and strong run. Now, look at this 8-day. Across the 21-day, 50-day, now looking across the 200-day, that providing very, very nice support here, okay? Now, again, what we're watching on the downside is right here. It's going to be that 20,529. There's your 100-day. And then we had 20,322. There's your 200-day. And then your 8-day right below it at 20,273. Very, very strong support level, okay? Now, upside, what we're watching is yesterday's high, okay? Very, very simple, okay? 20,996, okay? So what we'll do is the next level is going to be right here, okay? 21,121, okay? Then we just follow the candles up here, okay? You bring a look at it here at 21,386, and then we're going to bring this price channel here right across at 21,495. We just follow it right on up here until we get all your retest, 20,2299. Okay, now, the key is this, is we need a little sideways action. Let this 8-day catch up a little bit here, okay? So let's just see how this shakes out. Now, RSI here, it never got to an overbought condition. Your green is still over your red. But again, let's just see what kind of sideways action. But remember, we're going to be trading against yesterday's candle, okay? So what you have is 20,996 level here on the top, and on the bottom, 20,376 level. So as long as we're holding this 100-day, key level is going to be holding this 200-day on a closing basis right here, that 20,322, you're looking very, very good, okay? So a little sideways action, just like we had here, is not going to hurt this whole situation of the NASDAQ going up higher. Okay, so you got a lot of good support underneath there. 100-day, 200-day, 8-day. Okay, upside, watch that yesterday's high. That is going to be key. Okay, so now, again, today after the close, we have the API report there for the old crude oil. We got to see how that all shakes out. Bitcoin is moving up here very, very nicely. Now, if you're trading NVIDIA is moving up a little bit here. Now, remember, their earnings are coming out on the 28th. Okay, I am ready long to stock. Okay, yeah, I got in there at it got as low as 96. I'm in there at the 90 and 92 level. Then I added to the position on at 100 and 105, and then when it came down to that 110 area. Okay, so again, you want to buy NVIDIA in advance. Okay, and then when you have your earnings, you want to sell. At least I sell half the position before the numbers, and then I see what happens in the after hours, and maybe sell the other half. Because if you go back in the charts. Okay, it's like you sell into the earnings, you have the run up, you sell into the earnings, and then wait for that pullback. Okay, that's what I got for you. Remember, trade what's in front of you, not what you want.